I guess we're live. Check. We'll check it out. Uh, I'm checking if I'm live right now. Go creator dashboard. Let's see. You are live, manage stream, and we are live, I guess. It says unstable, average bit stream rate is too high. Let me see the bit rate. The bit rate is not that high. Let's go to YouTube and see if I'm live. So, yep, live. What I'll do is focusing out chat. Yeah, so we have the chat over here for YouTube. I'll keep about others. Okay, I think we'll create a channel in this references. Wait, what? So close this one. I will open the chat in the window. So we have this thing over here. I'll do this one thing. I just want to test this. I have installed Chatterino now. No, no. I want to see if the chat somewhere. Um, channel. So it says live, very high. I get a high. I can see this thing. Okay, so we're good for this one. Can probably stream quality. I need to check. The stream quality here it says unstable. Let's see. Okay, so the bitrate is stable now. It was high and then it's fine. Let's see how we are doing on YouTube. On YouTube also we are live. We need to change this title and all. So creating. So the idea of today's stream is to create like a note application, basically something like good note, where you can draw to have your notes, right? So good notes is one of the examples that we can show. So as you can see, you can let's go to images. Yeah, so something like this. You can draw stuff. You can write your notes. So what happened is I couldn't find a very good drawing application for Linux. And that's the reason I'm planning to write one from scratch. I will be using, I think, Relic for this for now, and let's see how far we can go. So one thing I'll do is creating handwritten notes taking application for from scratch. And about this thing, I'll copy this so I can have the same pitch. Then, and I think we're good here. We are probably good here as well. Okay, I don't want to show this stuff. Do that here. And then see creating a handwritten notification from scratch. And we should have the chat. I want to upload this chat. Upload this chat thingy. Live chat. Okay, so we're done with this thing. I will probably close it. Yeah. So the idea is to create like a paint or a app, but it is a notes app. So you can have multiple pages and you can have multiple notebooks. So the all of that is like future stuff. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write an application to just draw over the screen. So this is an example that is coming from this Ray examples. So Ray, for those of you who don't know, is a simple and easy to use library for video game programming. So it is mainly for video game programming, but it has the drawing functions and also we can take advantage of that and create a application like Paint. So this is a demo where one thing you will see if I move the mouse quickly, since it is like drawing circles, so you will see the space. So if I draw a line, you don't see a line, you see a bunch of circles like drawing over here. You can press C here to clear, you can change the colors, you can save it, save as nothing works. You can press C to clear the canvas. And there is like a software eraser. I'm not sure if it is a eraser. It is just drawing the color that is the background. So it is not software eraser. Right. Uh, how I am planning to start. Okay, wait. One more thing. You can scroll. So if you scroll, you can zoom the brush size. So what I'm planning is to open. So Krita is one of the KDE applications for drawing and stuff. I'll use this one maybe, I guess. So let me just over here, zoom in a bit. So I have a drawing pen and a tablet. So what I'm planning is to like have a similar application for now as per I've shown here, but here I'll show on the top. Okay, color is not proper, and for some reason I can't go this problems with Linux. The mouse. And what is the thing is I have a color palette on top on my drawing. Uh, these will be colors C1, C2, C3, something like this. Here we will have a same button, or maybe we will have an export button, uh, which will export it into like multiple formats like PNG or something like that. And what else are we are going to have a drawing canvas over here where the user can draw. You can have the eraser and stuff. One cool thing will be how do you erase, like do stroke erasing sort of thing, which is very interesting problem to solve. For now, let's just start by let's close this. Let's just start taking this example and converting it into Odin, and then we can see where we go from there. This is the code example that we have. Okay. I'm thinking to type it by hand, like the entire piece of code. What I'll do is I'll move this code to other screen of mine that you can't see probably. So here, and from there I will look at the code and start typing it. But okay, I'm not sure what we should name it. Do I have a good name? Raynotes. Raynotes is one. Since it is written in Rayleigh, but I might change the technology later on. But Raynotes sounds still Raynotes. Hmm. I'll keep it being Raynotes right now. Um, we're going to start our coding project. So we're going to coding file. Okay. So this is a new machine that I installed like very recently on, and it doesn't have any like cool formatting stuff, and so it doesn't have the NeoVim setup done right now. So I'm going to continue with it and let's see where we can go. And if you want to see some good, if you want to see the documentation, there is no like specific documentation as such. So what I personally do is I open the Odin project on GitHub and I go to the vendor and here you will find Railib somewhere. So we have Railib. You open this Railib.odin file and this is your basically the documentation I would say. So we are going to start with importing stuff. Import vendor Railib type. Something I'll do is I'll have a main function which is pro, and I think that's how to kind of work. I'm not really good at this language because I recently like learned this one. And let's just see. So let's import for printing stuff. Find out print line. Hello, Reno. Right, and I'll go inside the folder. Not on this really note. Coding run. We get an error. Okay, we have to define the package. So this is package main, I would say. Okay, okay. Define entry point procedure main. I'm not sure why I'm getting this error and what else I'm getting. The declaration name must be an identifier code. Function code. Okay, it's time to go to the program language overview and packages main, which is file main, and you do proc. Do something like this. Okay. So you don't have it here. Here, hello Reno. So we are printing hello Reno over here, and now what we can do. So let's see what we are doing in the other thing. Okay. So I'm going basically through this example that we have. Let's zoom it in. I'll keep it on the same screen so you guys can also see it. We're starting with a screen width and a screen height. So what we can do is screen width. I think we give it underscore. You can keep it a constant, which is 800. Screen height, which is 450. we can really create window, I guess. A window and you give height with height and your title. So screen width, screen height, and the title will be return and C. Okay, so we get orange, so orange here, and we go to window and it got closed because we don't have a loop running. Hmm. Okay, there's some stuff with colors. Hmm, I can just yank this one. Uh, what I'll do, I'll color, color, okay. I'll do color, which is colors, and this seems to be uh, constant, which is 23. We have all these colors and deal with these. So what I do is the changes to slash n. This is what I'm supposed to do. Yes. Um, Order formatter is something I need. Uh, Order format code. How do we format the code? How do we format the code in Odin? So Odin, Odin run, check bundle build. I'm not sure. I'll format these things. What I'll do is I'll format them myself for now. Yeah. And let's do our door. Let's see if it compiles. It gives some sort of an error. Expected comma no identifier. Okay. So this will be our colors and it will be an array. So let's go back to the order and let's see arrays. So you can define an array something like this. So what you would have to do is you can define an array like this. You would max colors count, delete it from here, and you can put one equal to 3, and then the type will be red dot colors. It says R dot colors is not declared by R. It's a color. Yeah, it's a color. So we have all the color in our colors array. Now we can probably see further and yeah. So what we have, we have do we have one? Um, it would be For some reason it gives me error. But we'll continue from here. We define bunch of rectangles. So these are probably to draw the color palette that we have. This one. We're drawing a line. Is it? Yeah, it's, I'm not sure. So what we are doing is we are having a list of rectangles and we initialize it with 0 and then we do the initialization. So we go the thing. We have our colors. Um, we will define the color palettes. So this is going to be an array with size, max, colors, count, and that is going to be rl.color. This should be okay, I guess. Yeah, this is okay. We don't have to define 0 because by default and node in everything is 0 initialized. We're running a for loop from I, so for I roll less than max colors count, for matter we can do length of colors reds. We are going to have our colors red of I dot x. Let's say so we have a rectangle. So this is going to be RL dot rectangle. So rectangle x is equal to 10 plus 30 into something. So what we are going to do is, I believe 30 is the height and the width, as we can see here. It is trying to calculate the x position, I believe, and yeah, but here it is giving us y is equal to 10. So I think there is some space on top as well. So we have some space on top and some space we have a sort of a margin, I believe. Right. So we have margin as well. Okay. I can probably write this thing better. Um, so what can I do over here is 30.f is I'm not sure you do something like this. Yeah. So one thing I'll do is define the constants. I'll keep it as right. Define them as constants later on. This I don't understand is to calculate the position, so it will be 10, which is the sort of margin we have, then how many numbers of rectangles we have already placed, and then there is a 2i. 2i is forward. Maybe 2 is the in between margin that we have between the colors in the color palette. But why it is 2i? I'm not sure why it is 2i. Okay, we will play with this. Try to once we compile this thing, we will check it easily. Alright, so okay, we have this color set, and now what we can do is we can. I think the syntax is correct. I just want to compile. Now it gives me errors. Expected a comma, but a new line for some reason. Let's I'll remove this thing and then check. So for I in 0 is this, right? Float 32 is not there, it is known as F32. Uh, F32 plus okay, very good. I'm casting a bunch of things in 32 here, but here we have but you defined correctly. Right, so what else can we do now? So we have a bunch of other stuff that I don't want to go over right now. I just want to draw this particular thing. Or should I continue with this stuff? I believe I should continue with this stuff. We have the color selected variable. So initially the color selected is going to be zero color. We are also keeping a color selected previous. We'll see why we are keeping which is color selected. There is some hover stuff. Okay, there is some hover and website and all those things. I don't want to go into it right now. What I'll do is button save. I'll go later the same thing. And render texture 2D. We render something. Create a renderer. Okay. Load render texture and the screen width and the height. Okay, so we do hard load texture, screen width and screen height. This will give us the texture in return. Or target begin to RL begin texture mode takes the texture. Then we say RL clear background and the color is going to be our colors of zero. So we are clearing the background and we say RL and texture mode. We also do RL set target FP is okay, is capital. We can say 60 FPS. And now we start with the drawing loop. So we say background RL window should close. And see, we're doing something with the mouse and stuff. We're doing something with color selected, which I don't want to show you right now. I just want to draw that palette for now. So in order to draw the palette, where is the okay, we are begin. I'll split it into two things, which is draw function. So what happens is you do a draw, which is a draw, and there will be an update function. It will update the stuff. So draw and update, pretty standard stuff. Uh, what are we going to do in the draw? We are going to say begin begin drawing, and we clear the background. Say RL clear the background and background color we are going to say RL white. Now we draw a bunch of stuff, draw texture, right? What is this? Okay, so we are basically the texture that we had, the target that we have, we are drawing that thing. Okay, so what I will have to pass is the target. The target is load render texture. What is the load texture render load? Wait a minute, what is this function? Load render texture. Let's see over here. So this returns me render texture 2D. So I'm passing in the target, which will be type render texture 2D. Right. So we're passing in the target. And what do I want to do with the target? So here we start drawing stuff. Uh, we are basically drawing like a rectangle, I believe, over here on texture. Okay. So for this thing, I am not very sure what is this thing. So I'll probably skip it for now. What do I want now? Distracting stuff. Draw color selection rectangles. This is what I want. Draw rectangle. Okay. What I want to do is I want to take all these tabs and put it over here. Draw rectangle. So I'm going to use this draw rectangle rect function. Draw the rectangle. I can pass in the rectangle. So this is what I'm going to do. This is drawing like the top panel and stuff. I'll think later. I just want to draw this stuff quickly. So we have for I goes from 0 till the maximum colors count, and then we do our low rectangle rect. We pass in the to pass the color rex, which is an array of rectangles. Or rectangle. This will be colors rect and colors of I. So I'll have to pass the colors as well over here. Colors is going to be an array of RL color. So two more things we have to pass over here is colors rect and the colors. Remove this line, we draw the rectangle. We're drawing a line which I'm not, and we do okay. RL dot angle drawing. Are we doing it like are we supposed to this feels better to do? We do line drawing, we do unload texture, so where are we creating the texture? So I'll do defer, I'll do unload the texture, we pass the target, we are creating the window, so I'll do destroy or close your window. Let's see, window, we get an header over I in, We have a texture, cannot assign the target. So this is here. Okay, unload texture, unload render texture. Um, while we go to the while loop, model, okay, cannot assign target to type render texture. Okay, I think I need to pass the size. Hmm, that's weird. That's weird. But we have something called max color counter. Max colors. um, Support. Right. We are having a set for which is good. rl.handwritten. Okay, definitely. Mm, we have the color palette. So we have the color palette now. What I wanted to do was I wanted to check this thing. What if I like don't have this tool? What happens then? Wait, what did I put? Because I was correct, it is the gap that we have in between. This thing is like very small. What I want to do is I want to get the screen width and height and I want to open it like what do you say? In a full screen sort of thing. So get screen width, get screen height we have. Let's do one thing. To use these functions. Uh, I don't get screen width. Over here I don't get screen height. It's not a constant value. So it goes over to my second monitor for some reason, and this is the bit that I my second monitor. Alright, it will take some time to get it like responsive and stuff. I will have to calculate everything based on the height and width of the window, which is interesting. Which is interesting. Okay, so we have drawn the color palette basically. I think there is some monitor related stuff as well, right? Get color monitor. This, what is this? Monitor great. Great function by the way. Number of connected monitors. quick momentum position between the width, right? Yep, not that helpful, not very helpful. So BDGXP is high. High. What's up? What's up? I can focus over there, like at the chat. I mostly keep looking this side. Hi BDGXP. What's going on? So we are like basically drawing the color palette for our notes application, and we can't select anything for now. We can't draw as well, of course. But what I will do is I will put the 2i back again because I want some gap between these colors. 2i seems very less. I'll do something like 0.5. 5 seems fine. So now we are drawing the color palette, and the next so next step would be to like draw, probably give the ability to select the color. So like when you click the thing, you see when you hover, it shows you this gray thing. And also when you select it, gives it a border, this black color, right? This is something I would like to do next. Drawing part I will do probably later. And do for this one. So let's go to the example. See what are they doing. So they have a color selected. First, I want to like break this thing into two things. First, I would allow the ability to select a color. Then you can see. Just look it out. Is key pressed right to left hand of this choose color mouse. So this is what I need. Okay, we are checking the collision point correct. So if mouse is colliding any of the rectangles, the color palette, then we say we have collision, say color mouse. Okay. So this stuff is only for like hovering. I want to see the color selected thing. Okay. So they're basically doing it something like they hover and then they set the color mouse hover. And if that hover is not is equal to z minus 1, then if the button is pressed, you set the color selected to color mouse hover. Right. That's something I think they are doing. Hmm, okay, I just quickly want to check the stream health here. I believe we are going good. I'll close that. Is mouse button pressed? Okay. So I want to do these two things. And based on the color selected, I think it is drawing it somewhere down here. Here, here I think it is showing the thing. Okay, this is what I want to do. Let's just start writing this code. So we should now create this update method. Update message block. I don't know what is going to take. It's not going to return anything. Um, so for I and 0 less than max colors count. Rather than doing this as max colors count, what if I do length colors? Yeah. Okay. And here, what I want to do is I want to do r dot. There is a collision check. Collision rectangle. Mouse post. Where is mouse post coming from? You can do get mouse position. You can use other window get mouse position. You get the mouse mouse post, and we check it with colors. Reds. If there is a collision, if there is no collision, we say. Uh, so what we can do is we can say colors. An issue we can see with this uh, draw and update sort of a thing. We are updating things, but it is not being passed as a reference. I believe. That can cause some problems. What should we do? I'm not sure what should we do. So for now, what I'll do is so in update, basically what we will do, we will change a bunch of things. We update UI and then we draw the UI. That is the idea. But when you're drawing, you need the things that are updated. So I'm not sure what is the best way to tackle this sort of scenario. Hmm. We'll get, we'll get to it. Like here we have colors, color, mouse over. We are setting it 5, right, and this thing, like we say color, mouse. We need to define this thing, and I pass it as this. This kind of do that thing. Let's see. So we have color. I we have I-32, right? So I-32. So one very simple sort of a thing before I commit to this thing. Okay. I know it's going to find many times. So, it's easier. Assign to color server, which is a procedure parameter. Did you mean to shadow color? How can I pass my reference? You don't have. Hmm. Oh, I have an idea. I can create a struct and then maybe we can do things with it. So can we struct into struct over here? Okay. Where are we? Where over here? What I believe I can do is I can create like a struct which is going to be something like uh, colors selection. Name I'm not sure about, so what we can do is so this what can I do about this one? Okay, let's start with one thing. I want these things to go in here. Um, color selector is going to be print. Can I give a default value? Or we can't do a default value. And over here, let's say color selection. to shift tab. Oh, so define a color selection. Um, these things. Yeah, you can define an empty color selection. Color selection. Color selected. Can assign to color selected, which is a procedure parameter. Yes. Yes, I want to pass it. Well, pointer, and yes, yes. Okay, and now I can do things. So this loop, I am going to say color selection. Yes, this loop we are done with. Now we do a simple if condition of the color number is greater than equal to 0. Our is mouse button. So there to do color selection dot attribute is mouse button. Plus mouse dot mouse button is select. And the color selection dot color selected is equal to color mouse over color selection dot color mouse over color selection dot. We have this colors color selected. Does it have colors? Selected previous colors. Zonal errors, of course, because we are passing colors. Right? So we want to pass the colors correct, and that is going to be colors rex of this is the type my colors underscore rectangle. R dot mouse button left. So this should be this. Okay, mouse button left. Why? Mouse button. Wait a minute. Okay, so enum. I can say Aldo. Let's do that. Yes, I can see. Now if I change the color. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yes. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to. How long are we in this stream? It's 1 hour. Okay, it's not too much time, but what we want to do now is draw like this black, this black rectangle or rectangle, the color that is selected. How can we do that? We are going to do it in draw function. Mm, see, this is how we are going to do. This is how we are going to do it. So we say arrow draw um, colors selection. Right, color selection. Draw. Hmm. So we costing something. Mm, okay, so we are done with this thing. Now we are able to draw this black rectangle. So one thing I want to do is to find different this thing. This is true right now. I think this is the thickness. We are not very sure. Draw rectangle line 6. Let's see. Draw rectangle line thick. So take it. Right. Why it is too much, but I like it. Kind of like it. It's just I'm not sure this thing like work this way. I'm not sure. But anyways, no, we can round it. Later. Anyways, This is drawing the save button, which I don't want. I think we've drawn the color palette, and the next most. I don't want to create this hover now. What should I create? So while I'm at it, I can probably create it. I think I should. How we are doing it over here is texture. Doing drawing. I'm not sure what we are doing. I'm not sure. I think this is how we are going to do it. This. So if the colors window zero in Orlando and color X color selection color mouse and okay, these are not faded invite 32 0 and anything like this. So we are basically drawing the upper line in getting errors. Expected. So now when we hover, we can see this white, like faded white sort of thing. We're done with this stuff as well. Next, I want to like go into the drawing part as I'm drawing the things. Drawing something like this. So I'll start by drawing circles, but I believe that is not a very good idea to draw circles because then you have this sort of an effect. You'll see gaps in between. You drag too fast. Not even too fast. You drag. Oh, a little bit stretching. Okay. So what are we actually doing? Draw circle lines. Hmm. Okay. So we're noticing this comes and we're drawing this. Hmm. Do we do this routine? I should probably shortly prepare for my new one thing because I don't have colors and stuff and it doesn't look too good to me. Okay, next thing we are going to draw stuff. So in order to draw stuff, this wait a minute. Hmm, this is the first thing I think. I was looking here. Hmm. This paint circle into render texture over discontinuous circles. We could store previous next mouse pointer and just draw a line using press sign, which is what we want to do. But I'll start for this thing. I'll start drawing the circles first, and then if we can. Okay, that makes sense. Mm, it says if the mouse button is down, the gesture is just to drag. Then we start the texture mode. We draw. If mouse position is draw a circle, the mouse position and say brush of size, brush size, and use say colors, which is colors. Okay. Hmm. Do we have someone in the chat? Ah, if anyone is in the chat or a hi or something, we can talk. Otherwise, continue the music. Yeah, there's one more feature in this thing. If we draw and then we right click, it erases. Basically, it selects the first color, so it looks like it erases. Right? And yeah, so you can use this left and the gesture. I'll just draw simple type figures. Pink figures. So I can do like this. Just five colors selected and texture. Okay, so mismatch type gestures and gesture. Let's see what is the issue. Good gestures. Just returns the gestures. Gestures is a distinct set of gesture. Oh my god. I'm not sure what this method means. Hmm. Mm, let's do one thing. Let's say order to get gesture. Let's just try to doing this thing. Why are we only drawing when this is just a track? Okay, just what is the code? What if I don't do it when it does gesture? I draw it regardless of the fact. Let's try. There's nothing bad in trying. Mm, Hmm. So we have drawn on the texture, but this texture cannot be believe that is the case. This is the part about it. Ah, letting the code and means so this is basically is for to okay. Let's see target we can target the target which is of type hello rainbow to colors we because the colors which is map colors count it is going to be array of type array the colors. I am passing the colors. Now, so we draw the entire texture. We draw the texture. Hmm, search for child. I'm not able to draw anything. This is draw texture rectangle. Hmm, Cheap saying what? I need to mute. Yeah, cheap saying. Okay, getting banned. Mm, I'm not going to draw this thing. Do I have to clear background? So while I'm like drawing, do clear background is for maybe the texture isn't updating. Okay. Yeah, I think that is the case. What I'll do over here is uh, just try to print the target. So if I draw something, nothing changes. Yeah. Right, because the target is not updating for the reason we need to pass the target as a pointer probably. And let's do this thing. Do the same code block over here. Let's see what happens if the brush size to mm, need to see the printf syntax. Hold on. Can we do percentage v? Color selected is also fine. And where is the issue? Ah, that is another video. think there is a just do one thing is go back to this example and study more. Um, sorry, real rendered thing. No. Okay. This thing what it does. Mm, we're drawing this stuff. Mm. So draw, the texture is not working for some reason. I think the texture is not drawing because of good reason. The width is zero. And the height is also 0. Load render texture. Finally, we are able to draw the texture, but for some reason, it doesn't draw. It's already but creating the textures, we are passing the screen rather than the screen. Okay, so now we're able to draw the texture. Since we are able to draw the texture, we should be drawing the texture first, and then the other stuff. See? Now I can do stuff. Um, so we call this thing draw effect. We are able to compile this strength, and yeah. So now when we are drawing over here, I can set this thing. Now we are able to draw. What I'll do is when we are drawing the thingy, yeah, color zero somewhere. Now the background is this. And we can draw. Yeah, I think we are going to leave it to this position, and we are 2 hours into the stream. So we can probably close the stream now and take this project from here. And I will write a few to do something. The brush size implementation we don't have. So bye bye everyone. I'm done with the stream. I hope